This episode of the DisCast was recorded on December 10th, 2014 at discast.us/live. Tune in Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern to watch the show, or watch recorded episodes on YouTube and iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at DisCastShow, tune to the trivia contest, and more. If you're feeling generous, please throw us a donation on our PayPal or our Patreon to get cool prizes. It would really help us a lot. Thank you, and enjoy the DisCast. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas. To our new listeners, we welcome you aboard our podcast Highway in the Sky, and hope you've enjoyed the past week. For those of you standing, please hold on to your headphones at all times, and stand clear of the doors. For the comfort of others, no trolling please. Thank you, and enjoy the DisCast. Hey, what is up guys, it is Ryan, and welcome to the DisCast. Today is Wednesday, December 10th, 2014, and it is shortly after 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm here today with Darren. Say hello, Darren.
Hello, Darren.
How was your school board meeting?
It was existing.
Got it. Okay.
It was much longer than what I stayed for.
Got
the
it.
key is I have to. This is where they get you. Is in order for it to count as hours, you have to get the agenda signed.
Got
So
it.
instead of waiting to the end to get the agenda signed,
Got it at the beginning.
they went to have a private discussion to discuss the security system or whatever.
Right.
So as they're all getting ready to walk into the room, I run up and I get somebody to sign mine.
There you go.
Instead of being there for multiple hours, I was barely there for 1 hour.
There you go. Works good. Everyone. How was your week besides that?
Yeah, typical, I guess. It
All
was not too crazy, not too not too boring. How was yours?
I passed my New York State road test. So that's something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I turned 17 this Saturday. So.
And
Yeah.
your junior license, right?
I have my junior license now. I'll have my full license on Saturday.
Ah, okay.
Yes, so that's exciting. Don't have a car to drive, but whatever. I have a piece of paper that says I can drive, so that's what matters.
Yes.
So holiday season's going on. We don't have too many concrete news stories. We do have some more hints at Star Wars incorporation to the parks. We have a Disney corporate staff member who is retiring next year, and a few other small things in the mix, some rumors and whatnot that we can't wait to get to. But Darren, what do we always get to before that?
There are two things.
There are
We
two
always switch
things.
back and forth. We're gonna go with Spectral Radio
Yes,
first.
there you go.
SpectralRadio.us. Listen to some 24-hour Disney Parks music. Don't not go there. Awesome music, 24/7. No commercials. Some commercials. They're
Well, you can watch it with no commercials, so it's possible.
But whatever. Just deal with the commercials. They make the world go round.
I
So,
suppose.
hey, SpectralRadio.us. It's like listening to us, except we're not there.
There you go. Oh, thank you, Disney Chris. Means a lot.
On the topic of meeting Bob Saget earlier from my tweets,
Bob
there was a
Saget.
man at the board meeting who is the superintendent of another school district who was just there.
What school district?
I don't know.
Hello,
He looks like
crazed
he
Disney
looks
Grosvich.
he looks like Bob Saget. So I was gonna go up to him and take a selfie,
Got it.
and
So
as
you
I was
met
getting
Bob
ready to go up to him, I was gonna say, "Hey, did you know that you look like the early '90s, like Bob Saget?" And if he would have been like, "Yeah, I've been told that before," or "No, I've never heard that before," I would have been like, "Can I get a selfie with you?" But when I was getting ready to go up to him, he was talking with somebody, and I assumed that there are many more important people that he needs to talk to besides myself.
Very
so.
true. That's what you do when you're a superintendent. It is snowing and raining and windy.
It is just snowing here.
Okay, there you go. All right. So next up, we're moving on to our trivia.
The trivia.
So we had a trivia question from 2 weeks ago because last week we suspended the trivia because of irregularities in the schedule. And the question was, what is the body of water that is in the Epcot area near the boardwalk, near Beach Club and Yacht Club? And the correct answer was Crescent Lake. And our trivia winner for this week is Captain Akron. Captain Akron. Congratulations, you are on the trivia card of winners. You're the third person on our second side. Look at that. All of our trivia winners who don't have any prizes yet. We're working on it, guys. We need cheap things so we can send for no money. So we're working on it, don't worry. Yes, Pi, this is the Tomorrowland area music carousel progress part. Good job. I love the Tomorrowland area music. It's so good.
One day we should have like really obscure music, and we should make that the trivia question.
Ooh,
so that way,
what
like,
is this?
the random Twitter people don't answer it.
All
We
right.
have somebody who like listens to it.
I think we'll do that. We'll do that. You know, whatever it is, Martin's gonna be thanked. Inside joke there. So that's that with the trivia. We have another trivia question for you guys this week, and if you think you know the answer, do not put it in the Twitch chat. Instead, head on over to Twitter, tag us at DisCast Show using the hashtag DisCastTrivia for your chance to be put on the trivia card of winners and receive an undisclosed prize in the future. Yes. So your question for this week is, what game are the skeletons playing in the Pirates of the Caribbean jail cell in the queue? So, if you think you know the answer, head on over to Twitter, tag us at DisCast Show with the hashtag DisCastTrivia.
Is it GTA?
It is not GTA, unfortunately.
Is it close?
No.
Oh.
Alright, we're playing
Guys,
the
it's not
Christmas
Saints
loop.
Row.
No, it's not Saints Row. We're playing the Main Street Christmas loop today. Because why the hell not? It's Christmas time.
Yeah. Speaking of Christmas time, do you enjoy watching the DisCast? I know I enjoy watching the DisCast.
I enjoy
Ryan,
watching the DisCast.
you enjoy it too?
Yeah,
If
I enjoy
you-
being in the DisCast. Even.
if
I
you-
watch it in my spare time, watch all the episodes
Viewer.
again. No, I don't.
If you, the viewer, enjoy watching the DisCast, I suggest you donate to the DisCast this holiday season.
That would be fantastic.
Right? So if you head on over to the donate tab on the top of the website, or if you're an old-fashioned person, you can just type in discast.us/donate.
You can do that as well.
You have the ability to spread the joy this holiday season and throw some money our way. It helps us keep the website up
Yep.
and keep things rolling and thus rolling in the D.
No, please no.
Sorry.
Alright, so yes, that would
So yeah,
be very
give
much
us
appreciated.
money.
And you can get benefits for yourself, like you can have a Skype call with me and Darren. Darren can draw you something, and
Excellent
among
artist. I'll even like live stream me drawing for you.
yeah,
I'll
even-
live stream it. I'll time lapse it. Throw it up on YouTube.
It
We'll do
looks
whatever.
like this week's executive producer is George Vanus for sending us $2.76 through Freedom. Thank you, George. I love you, George. So there you go.
George, what a lad, guys. If you
I
guys
know.
don't know George Vanus.
His brother's awesome too. So thank you,
Mark.
Disney Chris, for indeed confirming that I have the right music loop, because I wasn't sure about that, so thank you very much. And now we can get on to our news. First of which, we're bringing out our old friend, MyMagic.jpg, to tell you that My Disney Experience has
I
gotten...
have no idea where my magic is.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you said you broke it. Anyway, so we're telling you that My Disney Experience has recently released version 2.5 on the iOS App Store.
2.5.
Indeed. I don't know what that
That's
was.
what it does. Instead of like the ding, it just says 2.5.
Got it. You sent my pre-Christmas present. What? Is it a donation to the DisCast?
Yeah, that's the best way to give us. Christmas
Someone
presents.
just donated $5.
Hey.
Fantastic. 6:07. Oh no, 6:07 p.m. Why did it just go in now? Maybe that's his time. Confused. But yeah, whatever. We'll deal with it. Spectro's not here this week. Itch, I'm very sorry. Oh, there he goes from Disney Chris. Thank you very much. That's why it's at 6 o'clock. 'Cause it's his time zone. Cool. Thank you very much, Disney Chris, for your donation.
Thank you very
you
much,
are
Disney
you are a new executive producer.
Yes. Come clutch.
Yes, we have executive producers every week in which we honor the person who has donated money in the preceding week, so thank you very much. Anyway, Mighty's Experience version 2.5 on iOS has the capability to purchase tickets for you to the parks. That's the major update.
Will it pay for
today.
it for you?
No, it won't pay for it for you, unfortunately.
See,
but you can use
that's-
Apple Pay. Which is our next news story, which we'll get to in a second. Anyway, new versions. So anyway, pretty much the tickets you can range from 1 to 10 days, and you can also add park hopping as you would expect. You can assign them to family and friends in My Disney Experience, so if they're not using the same account as you. You can still do that stuff, and the tickets will automatically be linked, which is good because that can be a hassle if you're doing all that on your own. And also we have more accurate wait times. We have timestamps. This is one I really like. There are timestamps now when you check the wait times. So instead of just like not knowing if it's updated or not, it will actually tell you updated today at 9:09 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty good. That way you actually do know.
It's needed.
I think it's needed as well. You know? So, yes, that's that. You know, and also there is more accuracy. They've kind of streamlined how the home menu looks, so it's a lot more intuitive to use and is a lot less clustery, because that was a problem that it's had in the past. And so, as I say with all these updates, it's really good that they are supporting the product. It's really good that they are changing the things, because all the problems that I've had with it when it first launched have basically been eradicated at this point. They've been expunged.
And that's what this is. It's like a learning thing, right? Because you can't develop something like this and expect it to first launch with zero problems. It's virtually impossible.
Can't launch any piece of software with zero problems at the start.
Yeah, because you know it's next to impossible to gauge any possible situation.
Yeah.
I mean, the only company that can do that, which I know of, is Google, and that's because they have just a stupid amount of resources.
It's true.
I was talking with people one day, and we were discussing how Google has servers that when they're getting ready to launch a new page, they work on every possible outcome in the world that could ever happen on those servers.
They do some pretty crazy testing and stuff, and you know that's why they're so successful. So yes, that is that, and that's how this is going on. It is on iOS and Android now, and the normal updates and everything is cool. So of course, I won't be able to tell how I really like my Disney experience until I use it personally. The only way I've used it is when my girlfriend was down in Disney in this past summer. I was basically doing her behind-the-scenes My Magic Plus stuff on my phone through her account. That's the only practical use I've had of the app. I haven't actually been down there using it myself. So, well, I think we'll have to see.
I discussed this when I first came back from my trip at the end of September, where I said, specifically with Hollywood Studios, the wait times were atrociously off, where it would be like 45-minute wait for Rock and Roller Coaster, but it was actually like a 5-minute wait. And just the wait times were ridiculously off. So
I think that's just the thing that gets improved all the time. Like some of them are spot on, some of them they change. I don't really know how the update system works. In my mind, it would be on this exact same system from the in-park side and on there, but I don't know. So yes,
that's what we discussed. So yeah.
Yes. So next up, I mentioned this a couple seconds ago, but Apple Pay rolled out at Walt Disney World today. So everywhere you see the little things for your Magic Band to pay with, you can also use Google Pay because it's both NFC and both the same radio frequency technology, and it's really, really cool. They don't have resort front desks and table service restaurants currently do not have functionality, but all guest relations, merchandise, ticket sales, quick service, lounges and bars, they all have these installed. And Mike, no, Gringotts runs Windows 7. I showed you guys the screenshots of the broken screen last week or 2 weeks ago. Maybe it was a different one that ran. Was that No, it was definitely Gringotts. And it had Windows 7 screenshots. I'll get the pictures later. But anyway, starting today, you can use your Apple iPhone 6 or 6 Plus to pay for your various things at Disney, except for your table service dining and things at the resort front desk. So yes, there you go.
I got nothing to say.
I talked about this back in September when it was announced.
Nothing has really changed.
Yeah, nothing really. So next up, we got a piece of big news. Meg Crofton, who has been in the business forever, 35 years, she's retiring next year. She was the president of the Walt Disney World Resort for 5 years until she moved from that position. They created a position for her because they wanted her to remain on board, the president of operations in the United States and France. She's 60 years old now. She's been in the company like literally her entire life, and she is retiring June 1st, 2015. They did a nice little interview with her for some internal Disney paper, asking her why she wanted to retire. All the general things that happen when someone gets someone retires, pretty much.
Yeah.
She's saying that it's a gradual process, figuring out what you want it to do. She's moving to San Francisco with her husband to do all that kind of stuff. And Tom Staggs had some wonderful things to say about her.
You want me to read it, or
go ahead?
Anyone who knows Meg knows how much she cares about this company and the dedication she has to anything she does. When she told me a while back about her decision to retire, it was clear that there was conviction in her decision. Her face lit up when she talked about how ready she was to start the next chapter of her life with her husband, Rich. I couldn't be any happier for her. There are a few people within parks and resorts who have inspired as many people and made as many and have made as significant an impact as Meg has. She has devoted her career to nurturing countless cast members, encouraging them to achieve new heights, coaching them to succeed, and helping them down the path no matter where they wanted it to take them. She has amassed innumerable achievements over the years, literally spanning the globe. And for all that she has accomplished, and all of whom she has helped, Meg has done it with an amazing sense of grace and humility, which is what I appreciate and respect the most about her. Meg is not retiring until June 1st, 2015, so we will be naming her successor at a later date. We have many more months to celebrate her and wish her well. I am thrilled that she will be working at the parks until then.
Yeah, I mean, the question is who is going to take over her position. Keep in mind, this was a position that was initially created for her, and now she.
What exactly does she do?
I think she's just it's another management position.
Yeah, it's like just oversight.
Yes, and so hopefully it is someone competent takes over. Hopefully someone knows what they're doing takes over. Someone with a background in operations and management, those kinds of things takes over.
It'll probably be like one of the
I'm hoping it's not just going to be another reshuffling. I'm hoping it's going to be someone else, a new person coming in, instead of just reshuffling everyone else. So we'll have to see in June, or whenever it is.
I feel like anytime Tom Staggs says anything, it's not actually him saying it. Like, that was so wonderfully said.
Probably. I think something personal.
I mean, this
that
is this was like a live interview.
Yeah, but this is a publication for an internal Disney paper. This was definitely a prepared thing, and I think I don't think he has speechwriters to write something personal to a colleague. Not something like that. For other things, yes, but not for something like that. So yeah, and Awesome Geek's trying to say that OS 10 is better than Windows 8. I completely disagree. I've been using OS 10 for 2 or so months, something like that, and I can tell you that I like Windows 8 much better. So yes. Anyway, sorry for that little tangent. R.I.P. Meg Crofton. She's not dead, but
Yeah. R.I.P. staff position.
Yes, indeed.
Right. The position was made for her. I feel like what she did was she was just in charge of U.S. and France. They pretty much control themselves. I feel like that was just a position to keep her there, which is exactly what you said. It was just a made position.
Yeah. So next up, we're going to be talking about the Frozen Christmas Celebration, which did its filming this weekend. Yeah, Windows 8's not bad, guys. Come on, don't give it a bad rap. I mean, I've been using it for 2 years or so. I love it. So anyway, Frozen instead of the normal Christmas Day parade, which is weird. We weren't too sure about it. We'll have to see what happens when it airs on December 25th. Yeah. But the Walt Disney World portions were filmed the 6th to the 9th. In addition to Walt Disney World, there's also segments at Disneyland and even at Aulani this year. I don't think there were those in the past. So that's definitely new.
I like how they made the stage look.
The stage looks pretty cool, yes. It looks like someone took it straight out of Frozen.
Yeah. The blue.
In terms of who was spotted there was the day they did the stage presentations. There was a lot of rain, intermittent rain, so they kind of had to keep delaying, and even some people got moved to the next day or whatever to yeah. So yeah, it was even a little cold. It's been a little cold in Florida lately, a little chilly.
Yeah, it's been cold everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we do know Ariana Grande was there. Lexi Walker, who did that really good "Let It Go" cover, She was there.
Olaf was there.
Prince Royce, whoever that is, was there. And Alex and Sierra, who won season 3 of The X Factor, got their performance pushed to yesterday.
And Olaf was there.
Olaf was definitely there. Olaf did like a nice big parade around Main Street with all these girls
in summer.
In summer, yes. So yeah.
You know, that Olaf costume. At first, I was like, "This is weird," but it's
Olaf fur is really weird. I don't know if I like it.
It's growing on me. The more I see it, the more I'm like, "This is kind of cool."
I don't know.
Look, they don't have much to work with. Like,
I know. I'm not really a fan of it, but you know, we'll have to see. Yeah, this is just a small little thing. Pirates is getting a 1-day refurbishment. It's just closing for a day. I wouldn't really call it a refurbishment on the 17th.
Any reason why? Just closing, or
don't know. No idea. Do you know?
I feel like this is just random, like ride closure.
I don't know. Do you think this is something they gotta do, or is it's really weird? You'll see a
1-day refurbishments
thing. I have no idea.
I would just have to say that they gotta fix something.
I mean, I guess
that's something. It must not be something like too lengthy. Maybe a boat broke or something. I don't know.
I don't think they close it down for a boat.
They gotta move the boat in, and
that could be done overnight.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not bad.
Maybe they're closing it to give them time. I don't know.
Gotta spend a lot of time. Oh, someone posted something on the forums recently. He says too crowded. Let's see what he has to say. That was just the person. It's a new member complaining that Disney's too crowded.
Oh, what on WDW now?
Yeah, I saw it in the sideboards. I decided to look at it.
Well, the last line. This is
not
great.
only is the temperatures cold at night, but the population inside the park is over-eeling. It sucks the enjoyment right out of the experience. Last night at the Frozen show, people were yelling at others knit to put their children on their shoulders because they couldn't see. It's becoming unbearable. We are stuck currently on the monorail to go to the Grand Floridian, have been waiting over 30 minutes. Not magical! And that's what that guy has to say. And then everyone else is ridiculing him. Hakuna Matata responded, "Is eeling a new capacity level they've implemented?" Love that guy. And then Photo Dave's got to be.
But then it was, I guess he double posted it, so so somebody was like, nobody cared the first time. Dude, I love the people on WDW Magic. They're just
the regulars are so good.
Snarky.
They're so funny. But yeah. Yes. Maybe Floop spawned in too many boats. I don't know. Maybe Sploosh spawned in too many villagers. I don't know. You never know. Christmas party at Pirates. I saw there was a Christmas party at Jungle Cruise next week.
Mm-hmm.
At night for the cast members. We should go.
Really?
Let's just show up. Let's show up.
We'll just... You know what I heard? I heard this from several different people. If you walk around the utilidors and you look like you have a purpose being there, nobody will question you on it. Like, if you walk like with confidence, like you know what you're doing and you're supposed to be there, nobody will question you.
There's no like security checks?
No. From what I know, it's like it says cast members only. Once you go down, you just walk down.
Alright.
As far as I know. Like, I know Epcot's not too crazy with security. Like, if you were to just flip back the gate, you could just go.
Right.
Same with top of ImageWorks.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, because I know you see the guys go up to the lounges and feature world all the time.
I went up there.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was there. Did I not tell you this?
You might have. I don't know.
I said I was going to. I didn't actually tell you. I went through and did it.
I think that's what
I went up there, and the plan was if I got caught, I was just gonna play dumb and be like, yeah, I got to take a quick phone call. But I was up there just after the sunset.
Cool.
Right before heading over to Test Track, I was like, I'm gonna go check this out. I wasn't up there for long, maybe about a minute or two, because I was like, yeah, not supposed to be here. Maybe they're doing something. It's really weird how abandoned it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the coolest things, I think.
The most obscure thing is just how complete it is. Like, it's still like they could open it up and it would pretty much be functioning. Like, sure, it looks like some sort of construction was happening at one point, but it could virtually be put back together pretty easily and be opened.
There's a lot of everything in Future World is like a second floor to it that people can't go to for the most part. And it's really weird.
I don't know what the deal is with there's like a lounge on top of the land pavilion.
Yeah.
And like there's like this is what I heard, I don't actually know if it's true. Like a elevator button combination.
Yeah. I think there's some kind of either a secret combination is the locked floor that you need a certain key to access. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if we can find that out. Let's see. Let's see. The land lounge elevator. Let's see. Sneaking into the VIP lounge. Leisure Suit Larry in the land of the lounge lizards.
Ooh. You know, we're not doing a wise thing right now. We got a decent amount of news to run through. Actually, never mind. We're through. But the last thing I feel like we could spend some time on.
Oh yeah, we don't really have that much stuff left. We'll do this later at least. So that's what the Pirates thing. It took 5 years. So Trattoria al Forno. We've got backstory for it. Because apparently.
Do you watch BuzzFeed? No, not BuzzFeed. Comedy.
No.
College Humor.
No. Well, sometimes.
They posted a video recently, and it was that one friend who pronounces foreign words in a foreign way instead of pronouncing them like.
Yeah, I saw that. It's just
the
fun
way
to
you just
do.
pronounce them.
It's just fun to do. Come on, you can't tell me it's not fun.
But I feel like you're now justifying it as fun because I called you out on it.
Maybe. Well, it would be fun either way. It was fun before you told me about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It became fun because someone mentioned it. So the Trattoria al Forno story was inspired by the Italian menu and its rich storytelling of the turn-of-the-century boardwalk setting, said Missy Renard, who's a Imagineering person. Anyway, here's the story. An Italian family ran a Ma's tavern and boarding home on the boardwalk, which expanded over the years to a popular restaurant. The menu's mix of authentic and innovative dishes supports the story of the restaurant being handed down, with each generation adding their own touches to the meals and the restaurant's design. The fresh ingredients used to make the flavorful dishes inspire the color palette throughout the restaurant. Arranged as a series of separate rooms, starting with the original entrada, because now I have to do it, or entrance, is where the restaurant's immersive story begins. An arched brick wall with an aged keystone medallion anchors the room and introduces the traditional building materials used throughout the restaurant. Along the back wall, a custom wine cabinet displays authentic regional wines offered on the menu. Vintage family photos line the walls and introduce the generational story. And, you don't have to read this whole thing, but, pretty much there's a story behind the restaurant. The restaurant
I love when
opens on
Disney
the
does
18th.
that. They put a story
See,
behind
Chris is
something
unhappy
that
with it. Why don't you like that? How can people possibly be unhappy about stories to things like this?
Again with the storytelling side. See, that's great, right?
That's
so
what I
Disney's
like about
famous
Disney.
for storytelling, and it's a story nobody's ever going to read or ever going to care about, but it's there in case you do.
That's what I like. I like those kinds of stories.
It's so easy to ignore.
It's like the lore to video games people don't care. Yeah, yes, the word immersive is sort of lame and overused. Yes, I'll give you that one. But
you know what will be the ultimate test of Disney's ability to use the word immersion?
What?
Avatar Land. Because they have been pushing Avatar Land with the word immersion.
Have they?
And
okay.
Yeah, every time the word Avatar Land has even come up in any sort of conversation, the word absurd, amazing, crazy, brilliant immersion has been tied with it in some way, shape, or form.
Well, we've got a few years for them to deliver on that, so we will see. But I do think that storytelling is one of the things Disney does best. I do think it's one of the better things of the parks themselves, and not even the parks, but the resorts and the restaurants and even the stores.
Look, the ability to tie a story into a shopping area, a store, a restaurant, a hotel. That's impressive.
Yes.
Right? You can't just be like, I hate this, I can't be bothered with this. You have to almost, you have to respect that, that much attention to detail is going into it.
In my opinion, I think the best stories are ones that aren't, in terms of, the whole Disney and the theme park stories and things like that, not necessarily the explicit ones. It's the ones they give you clues to, and you can either piece together, and you might interpret it different than someone else. The story you create for what's going on might be different from someone else. And that's one of the things I think Universal's done brilliantly with Diagon Alley, is you can look at the newspaper clippings and into the windows of all the different stores and things like this. I've said this before, you can kind of create your own picture of what's going on, when it is, what's happening. And someone else might have have
something entirely different.
Not that it's wrong, You like story casing in some cases,
that's the
but
way...
not for shopping malls and the like. But I think, Disney Chris, I think that using it for shopping malls and the like is what separates, the Disney theme park experience, a theme park and an amusement park, right? In my opinion. I wouldn't say Disney and Universal, because Universal is doing that now with things like like Diagon Alley. But I think it's the difference between a theme park and an amusement park. Make the comparison
of City Walk and Disney Springs, right?
Sure.
So you have Disney Springs, which is littered with brands similar to City Walk, but the difference is City Walk just kind of has things scattered all over the place, while Disney has been able to tie everything together with a story.
And it also ties in the architecture, not just the what's there. And I think the fact that to tell a story so implicitly, I think it's really, really cool and like a stroke of genius. Seriously. I don't use the term stroke of genius.
It's impressive.
Perhaps if it did not seem like it was a tacked-on story, just to justify the purpose. I don't think it justifies the purpose. I think it enhances the experience. I don't think it's meant to justify anything.
So one of my favorite uses of this would have to be Sid Cahuenga's one-of-a-kind gifts at Hollywood Studios. Right? Okay. That has to be one of my favorite uses. Because
which may or may not exist soon, But keep going.
It's this really impressive ability to take these things that we've all seen, like these little one-of-a-kind stores, and develop a story about one of them that really appears to be old. And while the story is never fully given, judging by the way everything is within the store, you're able to kind of piece together exactly what you were saying earlier. Piece together
a
bits
story
and
for
pieces
yourself.
to the story.
And I think that is one of the reasons that I love Walt Disney Imagineering so much. For the way they can do those kinds of things. I don't think it is necessarily to justify a purpose or to give meaning to something. I think it's just to enhance your experience. And,
Blizzard Beach is another great example.
Blizzard Beach is an actually good example. While that's more of a silly story, I still really like it. I like how there's a story behind something, as silly as that.
It's not just that, it's a global story, right? Like the entire park wraps around that story.
Right, yes. And the way you can tie everything into this one thing is cool. And there's hints to that story. You can create your own plot, if you will, by reading things everywhere. And Darren, I'm just going to say that you once were arguing against this point with me. I don't know when it was, but I'll find it. And you were very adamant against this.
No. What I was saying was you can't call everything storytelling, right?
You were saying that the implicit kinds of stories that I'm praising right now, you were saying that those aren't stories because they aren't explicit and they don't give you a plot.
Yes, and I still stand with that.
But I think that those are the best kinds of stories, the ones that leave the interpretation up to you.
Yeah, but those there's still a plot in there, right? There's still a story, right? So
not necessarily.
We're going to use Blizzard Beach as the example, right? You said that you could walk around.
Sure, there's a premise.
Yes, so we'll use premise instead of plot because that makes this much easier.
Yes, it does. I think that they all have premise, yes, but I think plot and premise are different things. I think that kind of sums up the argument already. So I think we're done. I think we've moved past that already. Plot and premise, know the difference. The end. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Glad we can agree, Disney Chris. Back to whatever we're doing. So trattoria alla forno, and now I have to say everything in an accent because Darren called me out on it, and so now I must. I'm making a pizza. So next up, look at this. This is a car, a train car. A roller coaster car. No. It's a Vekoma coaster car, train, whatever you want, chassis. And the allegation is that one of these was on property at Disney's Hollywood Studios and then returned to Vekoma. And the question is, why? What is this for? The WD Magic forums account itself mentioned that they use these kinds of unthemed trains during the testing of Rock and Roller Coaster. Perhaps something similar is going on. Could Rock and Roller Coaster be getting new trains? Could they be in the planning stages for a new ride? Probably the former. or it could be unrelated, or this could completely be a baseless rumor.
I mean, is there any proof it was at, like,
the only
from
reason
what
I
I'm
put this
seeing,
in
is
here,
there proof that it was at Hollywood Studios?
no.
Like, why would it just be there?
None.
Okay.
This guy's just said, and he said it in different messages too. He said, "Does anybody have information on a possible ride coming to Hollywood Studios built by Vekoma?" This is his first post on the site too, and everyone's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And then he said, "Any idea what this is?" and posted a picture of this, and everyone's like, and then everyone was just being sassy, like Photo Dave and all those people, the same people who commented on the one from 5 minutes ago. They were all just copying the description in the white under there.
Yeah.
And just being idiots. And he said this was shipped to DHS and is now being returned to Vekoma. And the WD Magic Twitter account actually said, actually mentioned that they did something similar with Rock and Roller Coaster, which made me seem like they actually think that it's based in something.
The way I see it is,
And
there's no reason for this to have been shipped to Hollywood Studios. I don't even know, how do you ship something to a theme park? That's what I have to understand. Like, the amount of people it has to go to, and, like, where do they pick it up? Do they, like, pick it up at, like, guest relations?
It just goes to... Okay, that's not what we're talking about. But I do think that... Rock and Roller Coaster's been around for, like, what? 15-ish years?
Yes.
And... I mean, it hasn't gotten any new trains in that time period. So possibly this is testing for new trains. Those do have different shoulder
I feel
rests.
like the bottom's different. Like, the track style would have to be different.
Yes, well, this is just like a rough, unthemed thing that's just kind of there. We do have pictures of...
like the wheels on the bottom.
No, these are
I feel like
the same as the ones.
Style.
These are the same as the ones that were being tested in 1999.
Oh, really?
WW Magic has posted pictures from 1999.
Oh yeah, hold up, let me see. I'm looking.
It's a similar type of car. It has the same wheel.
Oh yeah.
Thing on the bottom.
Oh wow, that's what goes on those tracks. I feel like whatever.
Yeah, whatever. There's also like an electromagnetism thing in the launch trains, because I think this is one of the first of its kind with the whole launch coasters, something like that. I don't remember.
So new train style.
New train style, possibly. New shoulder rest, not shoulder rest, shoulder restraints system, possibly. Yes. I don't know. We'll have to see. There was no point in adding this just to add more time to the show, because I wasn't sure how long we were going to be.
I like how somebody posted a picture of a Roller Coaster Tycoon, like the exact same thing.
Yes. I thought that was pretty funny. So now we're going to talk about Star Wars a bit. Everyone loves talking about Star Wars. And Bob Iger has said during a Variety Q&A at the Varieties Dealmakers Breakfast, he presented by Bank of America and sponsored by Delta. What's the difference between presenting something and sponsoring something?
When it's sponsored by it, it means that I actually don't know.
Yeah, because it seems like just different ways to say the same thing. They threw money to get their name at something.
I feel like sponsoring was like they had like more of a.
I think it's just connotation in your own mind. I don't think it has anything real. I get what you're saying, but I don't think so.
Yeah, like presented is just like we want our name on it and we'll pay you for it. But sponsoring it would be similar to like sponsoring a ride. Right?
I don't know, because some of those rides are presented by Company X too.
True.
So I'm not really too sure about that. So anyway. But Iger said what we already knew. There will be a much larger Star Wars presence in our parks globally. But we want to do this big, which takes time, and to do it right. They want to do it big, and they want to do it right, which is a good sign. Whether his big and right, is co-aligns with my big and right, and your big and right, and everyone out there is big and right, we don't know. So, yeah. Iger mentioned that he... they could have just, as soon as they bought Lucasfilm, they could have been like, okay, guys, time to churn out rides and stuff based on the 6 films we already have. But Iger actually wanted to have something that pertained to the new movies.
Which is smart, right? Because that keeps relevance in it, and,
yes.
The newer audiences aren't exactly as
out of the
willing to watch the older films.
Yes.
Right,
And,
you have, like,
Star
the
Tours is
super
already
fan.
there with the old stuff, so they want to put in some new stuff to kind of make sense. And now that he does have a sense, he was waiting for JJ to be like, "Yo, tell me what it's about." That way they could get those kinds of things going down, which is once again, I think, a good thing. And this is a quote that has been now thrown around by the a lot of the purists on Twitter. When asked, he said that Star Wars will have a significant presence inside the company's resorts, and then he said, "Why not? We bought the thing. We can do that now." Because yes. So I thought that was funny, and that was a quote that's been proliferated much on Twitter recently.
Yeah.
Yes.
So judging by this article, Iger is pretty much saying that he saw like a finished film.
Well, I mean, he knows plot. I don't think
I
he's seen a
guess.
finished film. He's definitely not seen a finished film, because the finished film was probably nowhere to be done.
Yeah.
And Iger apparently keeps telling JJ that it's a $4 billion movie. We have to treat this very special. It's an unbelievable privilege and an unbelievable responsibility. Why do you use the same adjective twice, you idiot? To take a jewel and treat it in a way that is respectful of its past and brings it into the future.
It's a $4 billion movie because they bought Lucasfilms for $4 billion.
Apparently, Abrams didn't want to release the trailer, but Iger's like, "Yo, JJ, we gotta do it." And then he's like, "Okay."
I mean, the
Because
trailer
JJ
didn't
Abrams
show
doesn't like
much.
doing those kinds of trailers.
Yeah. Whatever. I think it worked out for them in the end.
Yeah, I think so.
He got people off his back.
And so pretty much, now they went to go talk about the movie for 5 years after that. But we're gonna have things based on the new movies and not the old. And some people really don't like this. Some people are really happy about this, and some people, I don't know, are indifferent. I just want them to make a good representation of the Star Wars universe in theme park form.
Yeah,
Harry
that's
Potter.
where I stand with it. But I mean, I don't understand how people could be against this. The justification
Because they're
is
scared that
there are
movie's not gonna
movies
be
that
good.
like some of these movies are 40 years old.
Yeah.
Like there's lost relevance in that. You could say the Star Wars genre is the Star Wars franchise is a classic, which it is, but it's not
But
the
they
type
just
of
made
classic.
half of their material non-canon. I'm gonna keep bringing that up, guys. I'm not happy about that decision. But
As I was saying, it's not like Disney Princess timeless, right? Like,
yeah,
they lose relevance because they're so effect driven. Like, the only one that's really going to keep relevance is going to be the newest one, and then the newest one after that, and the newest one after that, because that's the one that's going to look the best. It's such an effect driven film.
right.
or
I think
series of film.
Iger even said with the dawn of computers and things like that, filmmaking's just gotten easy. It's been accessible for everyone to make great special effects and things like that. It's just gotten too easy. And so if you like that does help to kind of date, or kind of hurts the dating of the old films.
Older film, yeah.
Yeah. And
Don't get me wrong, the original Star Wars are classics.
they're amazing and I love them.
by
But
any definition of the word, but they just don't hold relevance.
relevancy. Yeah, but yes. Yeah, so I do think that this will help keep them relevant. I just want a nice, good themed, thing like Harry Potter or like Avatar Land promises to be. So
I sent you that video over the week. I just discovered the Disney Research Lab YouTube channel. It has some of the
I showed you
coolest-
this. I didn't show you it to you, but I saw it.
It has some of the
months back or
coolest
so.
tech in the world. And one thing that they had was they're able to talk through vibration. And the biggest speculation on practical use of this is going to be within Star Wars land of what people are saying, of people being able to do things through telepathy. Because you could say something into a microphone, and you could touch somebody with your finger, and they could touch somebody with their finger, and you could have this whole chain of people without anybody hearing what you're saying. They'll know what you just said.
Bye, Disney Chris. Thanks for coming.
It is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's really, really cool because you speak into a microphone, like Darren said, and then you touch someone, and then they can hear it. I think you have to touch them in the ear, though, because it's how the vibrations work. It is beyond cool.
Yeah.
And Disney Research is known for kind of doing this kind of underappreciated
Very crazy.
underground stuff. They do really cool things.
Yeah.
Not all of them are really always implemented into, that kind of stuff. But yeah, yeah. So we'll have to see how that gets implemented. So what were we doing before? We were looking up. The elevator thing at the land. Let's see. For Christmas, you. Oh.
Sorry for the weak episode, guys. I wasn't expecting to be here, and so I feel like me not being here would have made this week even weaker.
Yeah, we didn't really have any plans. Is YouTube?
We've been off the past few weeks.
No, it's not. What was the YouTube channel for what? For DisCast? DisCast's YouTube channel is youtube.com/user/DisCast show. The same as our.
I've been talking about the research one.
Oh, the Disney Research one? I think it's just called Disney Research. I'm not really sure. If you search Disney Research, you'll definitely find it.
So did you hear about the shake-up over at the meet and greets over at Animal Kingdom?
Oh yeah, Tarzan's coming around. And
Tarzan, and then who's filming for Daisy? Pocahontas, right?
I think.
Yeah, Pocahontas.
I'm not too sure.
And then Daisy's coming back on the 20th to 31st at a different location.
There you go.
I don't know why, but
Tarzan face character seems weird to me. Does he act civilized or no? Like, does he act like he's a gorilla, like speaking to gorillas, or does he act like he's Tarzan?
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't think I've ever met Tarzan at one of the parks.
Didn't even know he did it until now.
Yeah, news to me.
Well, they do it. Mickey's Not So Scary. He's with Gene. He's wearing like clothes. So I assume they're talking.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there you go. That's that. What else do we have to talk about?
Character dining. Star Wars character dining is going to be in.
Yeah, it's coming back. This was no.
Yeah,
surprise.
but this isn't Star Wars Weekend. This is.
Oh, like they're actually doing it permanently.
This is summer.
Summer, really?
Summer 2015. Yeah.
All right.
Jedi Mickey, Star Wars Dine at Hollywood and
just Jedi Mickey.
I'm looking for anything else. At the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater too.
Yeah.
Star Wars Dine-In Galactic Breakfast.
Right.
Characters: Darth Vader, Stormtroopers, Jawas, Greedo, and Boba Fett.
Oh, okay. So it is the same crew that did Star Wars Weekends last year.
Yeah, they're just expanding it to summer. So hey.
All right, there you go. Star Wars Summer Fun confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, Jedi Mickey's. It's $57 per adult, $35 for a kid. Wow.
I think that's okay. Sure.
Steep.
Yeah.
That's dinner. That's not like breakfast.
Right.
The breakfast is $50 for adult and $30 for a kid.
All right.
Awesome Geek says the code for the elevator is B1, B2,
1, 2. Let's put that to the test.
Are there like A and B buttons? Like I don't understand.
No, I think B is basement.
B
so basement
basement
1, basement 2, 1, 2.
Then 1. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
When he's talking about the security thing. Alex sent me Carousel of Progress for Ryan pre-Christmas.
Hey, pre-Christmas, Merry Early Christmas.
Yeah, I suppose. Let's see this. I don't want to print it now. Oh, this is the new Carousel of Progress script. Oh, look at this. Notice of confidentiality. What the hell? Why?
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, don't read that script out loud. You gotta also get in trouble.
No, it's just a cover that says,
Oh.
yeah. It just says Carousel of Progress show script for 2015 new version. Notice of confidentiality. And then it says Notice of confidentiality.
Wow.
The materials internal to the Walt Disney Company is intended for the use of an individual entity to which it is addressed, making the information as privileged, confidential, and exempt from disclosure under applicable laws. Yeah.
Wow. It's a mouthful.
I get a front page. Yay. That's more than
Sweet.
anyone else can get.
Hey, that's what we should give out on the.
Yeah.
That's what we should give out to the trivia card winners.
Oh, instant rap air horn.
Oh, I just have the app.
Oh god. Yeah, that was unnecessary.
What, you mean this?
Yeah, it's enough. It's enough. So I get the full thing on Christmas.
Full thing on
Ooh,
Christmas.
I can't wait, Awesome Geek. I will not share it with anyone.
That's a lie.
Except for Darren. No one else.
Hey, I make no promises of who I will.
Yeah, no, then never mind. Darren will not be seeing it. The elevator to land, Podmath guy. Anyway,
yeah, we're talking about secret lounges. I hear the test track lounge is pretty sweet.
Alright. Yeah, I think Awesome Geek was saying he likes it. Do you want to call it a night?
I just put my phone down. I can't call anybody.
Okay, shut up.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys back here next week. If you enjoyed the show, feel free to donate. It helps keep us up, as I said already. Thank you guys for watching yet again, and we shall see you all next time.
I'll see you guys next week, which will be our last show of 2014. Can you believe 2014's over already? Good night, everyone.
It's brutal.